Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day look. I haven't filmed a video in literally forever, but I'm sick right now and I'm home and Charlie's busy and I was like so bored this morning, so I figured I would film a video. I thought my camera was broken. I think it is still broken, so sorry if the focusing in this video is not good. My lens, like every time I turn it to unlock it, it still says it's locked, so I'll probably have to get that fixed soon. Hopefully it's not expensive. But yeah, so I just figured I'd hop on here and film a Valentine's Day video because why not? I haven't done it in so long, and sorry about my voice. I sound like a dude. So sorry. Anyways, so I have nothing on my face at all. I don't even have moisturizer on it. I look really pale, so I'm sorry. Anyways, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Mary Kay Satin Lips mask for my lips because they're super chapped. I've been so sick. Like, I've had the worst sore throat. I've been coughing. I've had a runny nose. I've been achy. So my lips have been super chapped from being sick. So I'm going to use this mask on my lips first to get all the dead skin off, and so that way by the end of the makeup look when I'm ready to do my lips, they are not all gross and disgusting. So I'm going to start with this. So this is like the only lip mask that I've ever used. So I know people use like the lip scrubs and stuff, which I'm really interested in those. I might buy one to try out, but I've been using this one and it works great. This is probably the only like Mary Kay thing that I own, but this stuff works pretty good, so can't complain there. So what I do is I put like quite a bit on my finger. Like, I don't think you're supposed to use that much, but girls got dry lips. So what I do is I take it and just put it all over. And I even put it like above. I put it above and below my lips as well. Now that I look like I'm literally dead, I'm going to let it sit there and dry a little bit. I don't really know like how you're supposed to use this stuff. This is just always how I've used it. So we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to let this dry for a sec. Okay, so I've had this on my lips for about a minute now, and I was fanning it off with my hand. Sometimes when I do it, I do it a lot before I go to bed, probably like once a week, sometimes twice a week. I have like super dry skin, so I have to do these all the time. But when I do it at night, sometimes I'll take my hairdryer and use it because I feel like it works better when it's dry, and I don't know if like you're supposed to let it dry or if you're not, but for me it works better when I let it dry a little bit. So yeah, sometimes at nighttime I'll take the hairdryer and use it, and then like when you're done taking it off before bed, you have to like lather on the chapstick because it really dries out your lips and takes off all the dead skin. So what I do is I first take my finger and I rub all of my lips with my finger first, and then I'll go in with toilet paper and like really hard scrub. So I'm going to start. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the toilet paper and like clean it up and scrub really hard when I go over it with the toilet paper. So like I know the lips, there's like certain lip scrubs that I see people use where you can use it to scrub and then you literally can like eat it afterwards. That like really grosses me out because you're like eating your dead skin. But I've never tried it, so I guess I can't really judge. But for this stuff, I always just take it off, and like I can definitely tell that I got, like, it's pretty gross. I don't actually want to show you guys this up close, but like I got all the dead skin off and it feels like a lot better. So after I do that, make sure you get everything off. After I do that, I usually go in with just some sort of chapstick just to make sure that my lips don't get super dried out and they stay moisturized. I usually put chapstick on before I do any lip product anyways, just because I have such dry lips. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Awesome. So now I'm going to put primer on my whole face. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This stuff is amazing. I actually, so every single day when I do my makeup, like for work and stuff, I use the spray primer, which is essentially the same thing, but this one's like a spray and this one's more of like a lotion based one. But this one I love. It's super easy, super fast. You can use it as a primer, you can use it as a setting spray, and you can also use it as like a refreshing spray. But I use this as a primer and a setting spray every single day. But today I'm just going to be using it as a setting spray, and I'm going to go in with the actual hangover primer in this tube and use it as my face primer. So I'm just going to do a couple pumps of this, and I like to rub it in my hands first just to kind of warm it up, and then apply everywhere. So they say you're supposed to let your primer sit for about 10 minutes before you actually do your makeup, which is perfect because we're going to be starting off with eyes today. So by the time I'm done with eyes, it's going to be like probably 30 minutes. So the primer will be sitting for a good amount of time. So we're going to start off with our eyes. I'm going to be using tape for this video. So if you haven't used tape, it's actually a really good way, especially if you're just starting to like learn how to do eyeshadow and stuff. It's a really good way to just keep it really sharp on your eye and make sure it doesn't get really messy with your eyeshadow. Another good thing about tape is if you're using really dark colors or really colorful colors, which we will be today, it's perfect to make sure you just don't get super messy. And it's awesome to use if you're new at using eyeliner because it can help you get a really nice sharp edge. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on both eyes. And I always kind of like put my thumb all over the tape before I use it because that way it's easier to tear off. It doesn't like pull out your skin or anything. But and when you're using tape, you need to make sure that they're even, because when you pull it off, if they're like in different areas, it'll look super funky. I hope that one's long enough. So anyways, I have my tape on there. Super easy. I just use the clear tape. It works perfect. So we'll be starting off with our eyes, and to start on our eyes, I'm not going to put any primer on because I just put face primer on and I'm just going to go with that. But instead of using primer, I'm going to be using concealer. So I have really veiny eyes. So if I don't put any type of foundation or concealer on before I do my eyes, it looks super, super weird. So I'm going to go in with a concealer first. And today I'm going to be using the Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Concealer by Maybelline. This stuff is super good. I really like Shape Tape Concealer. It's super thick, but I feel like when I use it as a primer for my eyes, the color, like the eyeshadow color, doesn't blend very good. So I'm going to be using a lighter concealer for that. So I'm just going to apply on my eyes to make sure I cover up all the veins. And then I'm going to go in with my damp sponge and just make sure it's all blended in. So next, before I jump in with any color, I'm actually going to go in with my face powder as well, because I feel like my eyeshadow just blends better when I usually do my eyeshadow like after I have all my face makeup on. But since we're doing such crazy colors today, I don't want all the fallout to get on my makeup. So I am going to go in with my powder, which I'll be using later in the video too when I do my actual face makeup. This is the Studio Fix Powder Foundation by MAC. I've used it in videos before. It's my favorite face powder for sure. So I'm just going to go in with my powder brush and just go over my eyes. Awesome. Now that we got that done, we're going to go in. I'm going to be using a few different palettes because I don't have like one set super colorful palette. I have like pretty much all my palettes are very neutral colors. So there's like some pinks and some reds in some of the palettes that I have. But I'm going to start off with my Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette. And this is what it looks like. It's so dirty, guys. I use this palette so much and it's like disgusting because it's like white, but it's not like plastic. It's kind of like a cardboardish material, so the colors stick to it so much and it gets disgusting. So I'm going to go in with the tan color, which is right here, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyes. I know I just put face powder on, but I'm going to just go over my eyes with a neutral color just to make sure that I have powder everywhere. That way the colors will blend easier. Okay, so now I'm going in with the Kylie Jenner Burgundy palette. And by the way, this whole time I've been using this Morphe brush. It's an eyeshadow blending brush. It came in their rose gold collection. It doesn't have like a number or anything on it, but it's just a pretty generic eyeshadow brush. I use this for most of my colors, and I have a rag here that I kind of wipe it off with so that I don't mix too many colors on it. But anywho, so I'm going to be going in with the Burgundy palette, and I'm going to go in with this top middle color right here, which is called Beach. Oh, hello. This one right here. So I'm going to take that color, and I'm just going to go right above the crease in my eye and just go back and forth. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the color right here, which is called Dubai in the palette. And I'm really going to target that into the crease. A little bit more. And I'm just barely tapping that onto the very tip of the brush because this brush is kind of pointed, so that really targets it to the crease. Now I'm going to go in with the bright red burgundy right here in the middle. And I'm going to go a little bit above the crease. And then one more time with that Dubai color in the crease, just to make sure it's really packed in there. Is it going to focus on my face or no? Just to make sure it's really packed in the crease, because I want that crease to be super dark, because we're going to be cutting out the crease with concealer, so I want that color to be super dark. Okay, so now that I have done both eyes, I'm going to be cutting my crease. So that means that I'm going to be taking a more flat brush. This is also a Morphe brush, and it doesn't have a number or anything. But a more flat brush with a concealer, and we're going to cut out this line of my eye. And when you do this, it's super important not to blink or like make your eye touch up like that. You have to kind of keep your eye like this until it dries a little bit. I'm not super great at cutting creases. I've only done it a couple times. So I am going to be doing that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Morphe brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of Shape Tape Concealer. This is in light medium. It's the lightest color I have, but the lighter the better. And I'm just going to put it on my hand, a little dab like that, just so I can keep going back to it as I need. And I'm pretty much just going to be outlining the crease of my eye with it. So we'll see how that goes. So I pretty much did as good as I could right then and there. Now the beauty in this is I can go back with a really fine brush and take that dark color we used in our crease earlier and kind of go more in there to make it more neat, because that is not very neat. I don't have a super steady hand, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I do the next one, and then I'll get back on here and we will take the defined brush and make it a lot more nicer. Okay, so I already went in and fixed this eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this really, really fine brush, also by Morphe. Sorry I don't know like the numbers of any of these brushes, but I got them as a gift, and they were all just the rose gold collection. That's all I know about it. So I'm going to go back in with Dubai from the Kylie palette, and I'm going to go in on this brush, and I'm going to make sure there's not too much on it, because we don't want it to have too much of a harsh line to where it's not blended out. But we're going to go in and just kind of make this line a little bit neater. Okay, so now that it looks a lot more neat, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe palette that we were using before. Or, sorry, not the Morphe. The Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette. And I'm going to be going in with a super, super light pink color. It's called Dusty Mauve. And it's right there. So I'm going to be going in with a flat brush, the same one that I used for the concealer. I'm wiping it off. Also, another tip when you're doing a cut crease is to not be afraid to wipe this brush off a lot during the process. When I was doing this eye off camera, it was a lot easier if I kept wiping the brush off because it wasn't carrying extra product into areas I didn't want it to. So I'm going to go in with the Dusty Mauve color. I'm going to pack it in on this brush and go over the concealer. And we're going to have to go in with our fine brush again and do the Dubai one last time at the end. Okay, so now that that color's packed on, we're going to go back in with our fine brush and our burgundy palette and outline our crease one more time, just to make it nice and neat. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with the brush that we were using in the beginning and take the first color that we're using, the beach color right here in the Kylie palette, and we're going to blend it all above the line just because a little bit of the Dusty Mauve went up and it's making it a little bit lighter up here. So I'm going to go back in with this color just to blend out all of the crease and above. So now I'm going in with the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. This is my all-time favorite eyeliner. It's super easy to work with, and it's one that I just always keep buying. I'm going to leave the tape on, and we're going to do the eyeliner with the tape on, especially if you're beginning, or if you're a beginner doing eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. The tape is a super helpful tool. So right now it looks super messy, but that's just because it's getting on the tape. Very, very, very important that you let it dry before you rip the tape off. Okay, so now that we have done eyeliner, I'm going to be going in with this Stila Glow and Glitter, or Glitter and Glow, sorry. But it's pretty much just like a thing full of glitter, and it's more of like a rose gold tinted glitter. The color of this one is called Kitten Karma. So I'm going to put a bunch on my hand, and I'm going to take a very, very defined brush. The most defined brush that I have is my eyebrow brush. So I'm going to have to use it for this glitter because I'm going to go along the eyeliner with the glitter. I'm just going to have to make sure I clean it off really good because I use it for my eyebrows, and I do not want glittery eyebrows. So I'm going to put some on my hand, a good amount, and I'm going to take this really slow. So if you have a lot of fallout, I don't have a ton, but it's a good idea to go over your face with a makeup wipe if you have a ton. Yeah, but I don't have a lot, and I already have face primer on too, so I don't want to have to go through that process again. But as long as you make sure your eyes are completely dry and you pull the tip off very slowly, your eyeliner shouldn't be messed up, and you should have a pretty nice sharp wing. So now that we're finished with our eyes, I'm going to be going in with my IT Cosmetics CC Cream in the shade Medium. This is my all-time favorite foundation. I'm actually like legit almost out, so it might take me a sec and a few struggles to try to get some of this out. But this is a perfect foundation. It's pretty light coverage, but it can build up really good to make it a nice, good, medium, or full coverage foundation. But for me, it's not a super heavy coverage foundation, which that's the reason I like it. But anyways, I'm going to go in with this and my sponge from Ulta. This is the Ulta brand sponge. It kind of looks like a beauty blender. I'm obsessed with this sponge. When you get it nice and damp, it literally works so good. I'm in love with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my face makeup, and make sure you're very, very careful around your eyes to not mess up your eyeshadow. So try to get a few pumps out. Oh, there's a little bit. Oh, nice. Oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope, I think I'm out. Now I'm going to apply some concealer. I'm going to be using the same concealer that we used to cut our crease, which is the Shape Tape concealer by Tarte, and that's in the shade medium or light medium. Now this is a very, very, very full coverage concealer, so I don't put a ton on because I don't have too bad of dark circles under my eyes, but if you have really bad dark circles, this is a great concealer for that because it's super thick. So now that we are finished with concealer, we are going to move on to powder foundation. So I'm just going to go in with some of that MAC Studio Finish powder foundation that we used earlier in the video and cover my whole face with it. So next I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Contour Palette. This palette is great. It has a lot of different shades of contours and the banana shade, which I love for underneath the eyes just to brighten it up a little bit more. So I'm going to be going in with this, and I'm using another Morphe brush that is kind of like an angled brush that I always use for bronzer and contouring. I'm going to go in with the first one, which is the shade 3, I think. Yeah, I think it's 3. It's the lighter of the two. And I'm going to go into my cheekbone and kind of carve it out. I'm going to take a more small, I'm going to take a smaller Morphe brush, and I'm going to take that same shade and contour my nose. Now I'm going to go back in with this and take the 4 color, which is the darker one, and I'm going to put that more targeted towards my hairline and less down, just to make sure that it's not too much of a dark line going down. So now that I'm finished with that, I'm going to be doing blush. So for blush, I'm going to be using, what am I going to be using? Where is my, oh. I'm going to go in with my NARS Dolce Vita, which is a more dark blush, which I think will go really pretty with our eye color. Sorry, my mirror. Next, we're going to be going in with highlighter. And for highlighter, I'm going to be using the Champagne Pop by Becca, which is one of my all-time favorite highlighters. Perfect. Now we'll be finally going into brows. So make sure that if you're using the same brush that you use for your glitter that you're using for your brows, that you cleaned it off really good. I don't even know where I put it. Okay. So I cleaned it off super good. Hopefully I won't have any glitter in my brows. I'm going in with the Anastasia Dark Brown Dip Brow. And we'll take our spoolie. Mine's all disgusting. And just make sure that the hairs are all going one way and in the shape that you want them to be. So now that I finished my brow, I'm going to be going in with my NYX Clear Brow Gel just to make sure that they all stay in place. After you finish your brows, we'll be going in with the Kylie Jenner Burgundy palette that we've been using, and we're going to put some eyeshadow on our under eye. So we're going to go in with the beach color, which is this top middle, and take a defined brush and go underneath your lash line. And then take a more of a like fluffy brush and pat out a more nude color. I'm just gonna go back in with the tan that we used in the very beginning from my Lorac palette, and don't put too much on there, but go under the eye and just blend it out a little bit. Now I'm going to be going in with the CoverGirl Lash Blast mascara. So this mascara is pretty much empty. I just really like the brush on this mascara just because I feel like it does a really good job of separating my eyelashes. And I'm not going to do a very heavy coat at all. I'm just going to do a good enough coat to spread apart my lashes so that when we get to putting on the fake lashes, it's a lot easier. So now we are going to be going in with lashes. I have already cut my lashes and I just put glue on them. I use the Ardell Demi Wispies. They're my favorite lashes and they're super inexpensive. I always buy them in the 5-pack. I feel like they go with pretty much every look. And then I use the Kiss Clear eyelash glue. And so I just applied them to my lashes and I'm going to let it dry a little bit and get tacky, because if you put them on when the glue is still wet, it's a lot harder to get them in place versus when the glue is starting to get tacky. So let them dry probably for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then that way when you put it on, it's a lot easier. And it's easy if you just kind of press it in, so that way they're fully connected to your actual eyelid and not just the other eyelashes. So now that we put our lashes on, I'm going in with the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, and I'm just going to do a thin coat over the lashes and then do my bottom lashes as well. So I'm going to be going in with a thin layer of chapstick before I put on the lipstick. I'm going to be using a Kylie Jenner liquid lipstick, and it's one of her matte ones. So since I have really dry lips, it's super important to go in with chapstick before, because it'll make it last longer and look less crackly. Also, another benefit to using chapstick before you use the lip liner and the liquid lipstick is that if you mess up on the lip liner or the liquid lipstick, it's a lot easier to wipe off because of the chapstick underneath. So I'm just going to do a thin layer, and I'm going to be using Candy K by Kylie Jenner. So this is one of the very first lip kits that she ever came out with. This lip color literally goes with everything, and it stays on your lips all day long. So I'm going to go in with the lip liner first, and it's a little bit, oh, this isn't even the right lip liner, so rock on. I can't find the lip liner, so we're just going to go straight in with the liquid lipstick, which is totally fine. So now that my chapstick's all on and I have sparkles all over my face and I have a mustache, we're going to go in with the liquid lipstick. So just go ahead and apply. So once you're finished with all of your makeup, we're going to go in with the Hangover 3-in-1 spray, and we're going to be using it as a setting spray and spray it all over your face. And I very quickly use my hands to dry it. Alright, so we are finished. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to do more soon, but we know how I am with promising about videos. I don't deliver, so can't promise you guys anything, but hopefully I can do more soon. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. Thanks, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.